Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a tag that was originally started by The Closet by Connor, and I was tagged by Winnie BLV. She did the tag a few days ago, and it is what I've learned from buying luxury. Now, I'm just going to put it out there again for anybody who's new. I did not start buying luxury when I got a YouTube channel or was influenced at all by YouTube, because I've been buying luxury since the late 90s and YouTube didn't exist and there was hardly an internet. So I'm kind of coming from a different place than where some other people are coming from, if they started later or if they only know of, luxury buying in the age of social media. But a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about are going to apply to everyone. So the first thing that I've learned is that expensive doesn't mean luxury. And I think there's a lot of people who have a mindset that if you don't pay X amount of money for something, it's not a luxury good. Like I heard recently talk about a YSL bag only being considered luxury when YSL raised their prices. And I think that that's kind of crazy, because luxury is really an item that you don't need, okay? Because let's face it, we don't need bags, we don't need perfume, we don't need makeup, we don't need jewelry that's super expensive that has a brand name or a logo attached to it. But luxury is something that's high quality, that's well made, uses beautiful materials, and based on those things, this is something that's above and beyond what would be a necessity. So if it's expensive, guys, it really just means it's expensive. It doesn't really mean that you're necessarily getting anything better than a similar item at a lower price point. So I've learned that through the years, because I've had luxury bags that didn't hold up, and I've had contemporary bags or no brand bags that lasted for years and years and years. So, there's always a tendency to think that if you pay more for something, you're getting something better. And I have not found that to be true. Definitely luxury bags, when you're talking about Louis Vuitton or Chanel or Hermes, they're using higher quality materials consistently through the line, but there's definitely some contemporary lines and some bags put out by, craftspeople in Spain or in Italy, for example, that don't have any name attached to it, that are going to be just as good quality. So myself personally, and again, all of these are my own opinions, I have discovered that I don't feel any different carrying a luxury bag versus any other kind of bag. Nobody really cares, when you go out in the world, what kind of bag you're carrying. In fact, a lot of these bags, people have no idea what they are. I mean, my neighbor came in one day and she looked at my closet. I was showing her my closet that I have redone. And she looked and she said, "Oh, you have Hermes." She meant Hermes, but she had no idea what any kind of an Hermes bag looked like. And when I say a bag, I'm saying a bag. I'm not saying a bag meaning a Birkin or a Kelly, which is how people often think of an Hermes bag, would only be those two. But it was one of the bags that I have. And I showed her the bag, and, she had really never seen one and said that she never heard of it until she watched Real Housewives. So if you go out in public, chances are very good, unless it's somebody who's a handbag lover, they have no idea what you're carrying. You're really not impressing anybody, and nobody cares. I mean, they just flat out don't care. Most of my friends don't care. They're not into luxury. Some of my friends can't afford to buy anything luxury, or even to buy a Coach bag more than once every so many years. So, my mindset is that if other people are judging me or other people based on what kind of bag that they carry, if you're going to be that shallow, or if you're going to be that shallow about yourself, to place your own self-worth on whether or not you're carrying, you know, a Gucci bag or a Chanel bag or whatever. That's pretty sad. But yeah, nobody cares. It's only you, and that's it. So one of the things that I have been really careful to do, and I learned this early on, is not to get caught up spending money, major money, in anything that's going to be super trendy or something that I'm not going to be reaching for years from now. Because my whole idea of buying a luxury bag in the first place, and again, this is just me, I wanted to buy a luxury bag thinking that it was going to be something that would last for many years, and that the price that I paid would justify the fact that I would put out this money in exchange for an item that, if I cared for it well, I would still have years down the line. And that, for the most part, for me, has been true. There have been a couple of occasions where I've spent, you know, pretty stupid money on things that were really just today's trend, and, you know, something that's not going to be even looked at in a year. And those are the items that are going to sit in your closet, and if you do sell it, it's going to be a huge loss. And I really can't afford to take huge losses when it comes to selling any kind of luxury goods. I mean, I'm not doing it to flip bags or to make money. I sell anything that's in my collection if it's something that I find that I'm just not using for whatever reason. But knowing, and this is another lesson, knowing that these bags are not an investment, because unless you have a very rare piece, or unless you have, you know, a super rare Hermes, or if it's something that you got at an unbelievable deal and it happens to be something that's very sought after, you're not making any money. I mean, when people say that these bags retain their value, for instance, if you pay $1,500 for a bag now, and if it's something that's from Hermes or Chanel or Louis Vuitton, probably 10 years from now, you'll get your $1,500 back. Probably. Even if that item sells for $3,000 or $4,000 years down the line, you'll get your investment. But just because you've spent X amount of money doesn't mean that your item is going to keep up with the price increases. So yes, sometimes you can get your money back, what you paid for, with the higher tier luxury brands, but not always. So never think of these things as being something that you're going to make money off of in the future. These are just things to use and to love and to enjoy now, today, while you're still able to, and not think about what's going to happen down the line, because odds are good you're not going to really get anything back from it. So that's just what I've discovered. And then last but not least, we've all at some point succumbed to FOMO about lots of different things. Whether it's luxury goods, whether it's, you know, excuse me, whether, you know, it's going on a particular trip that you had an occasion to go to, or no matter what it is. And then you make rash decisions based on the thought that, you know, this has to be done right now. And I've done it too. I had bought all of the pieces, the clays, the 3 different print clays. Well, I had my monogram for many years before I bought the Azure and the Ebene. But I bought them because I said, well, you know, they're in stock. They might not be around for much longer. This is going to be discontinued. This print might get discontinued, so let me just buy them. And I did the same with the mini pochette. And after a while, I thought to myself, why did I just waste all that money? Because I don't need these things. And, you know, the Azure key clay, key pouch, always key pouch, key clay is redundant. That is gone, but if you really wanted it, you could buy it on the pre-loved market. You could find somebody who has one that's going to sell it to you. it doesn't mean that it's gone forever. And I know a lot of people like to buy things new from the boutique, but you can find something that's brand new on Fashion File. Maybe you're going to have to pay a little bit more for it. You know, you can find it on eBay with the tag still attached. But just because it's not available right now doesn't mean that you're never going to get it. So I kind of learned to sit back and think about purchases, especially when it's something like that I already have the items. I don't really have a need for it. You know, FOMO is real, but I try really hard not to get caught up in too much FOMO, because that's one of the ploys that the luxury houses use. That's a marketing ploy, this artificial scarcity. They want you to have FOMO. They want you to think that if you don't get it now, you're never going to get it again. So you have to pre-order, you have to buy it in bulk. Don't walk out of the store. There's going to be a price increase. There's going to be this, and that. And the bottom line is it's all just designed to get you to spend your money, period. So step back and think. That's what I've done. So they're the lessons that I've learned. I would really love to hear what lessons you've learned. If you want to leave a comment in the comment section. And please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, guys. I have a lot of really cool things coming up. And we have a big collab in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's going to be so much fun. So I hope to see you all back for that. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.